to make Leeds a better place to live with dementia.
The most important thing for me from this service is not only delivering services to members of the community, carers and so on, it's how the services influence the wider sector.
Our knowledge of culture has enhanced over the last few years.
Diverse minority ethnic populations are growing older, and we need to keep up with that and not be surprised by it.
The Ripple's engaged really well with the care coordinators, which has then enabled her to engage with the service users within the community.
I've been impressed by how persistent and resilient the project has been. Over that 10 years, it's been kept going with different bits and pieces of grant funding from the council and from the NHS. There was actually one year when Touchstone funded it from their own reserves for themselves, which is a very unusual thing for a charity community organisation to do, but that was evidence that the organisation really believes in it and supports Ripple.
It is making sure that they don't confuse the language barrier with not remembering. And that's something that it would be good to address, really.
The local authority decision makers and the NHS need to understand there's a diverse society out there, and how will you meet different needs, mixing some of the mainstream services that you have to provide, but then some of the cultural appropriate services or even faith-based services. Again, it's not just a moral point here, there's a financial element. It's far more cost effective if you deliver services in the community, by the community, rather than in a very expensive hospital setting, employing clinicians on relatively high salaries. And it doesn't lead to the outcome that people desire, but very costly.
Some people do have more complex needs. We need thinking, creative people who can problem solve.
I want us to carry on working closely with Touchstone. It's such a valuable resource.
Your agency, your event, contacted us, and I was able to take Father along. And I saw him on the one occasion where he seemed to mix in and he seemed to enjoy it. So I was blessed to see that. And that's about the only time I've been to an outside agency, outside external party, where I can say that that was beneficial.
So the key thing what Ripple has done, whoever has turned up is recognise whatever your culture is, we will adapt it. Whether you're Sikh, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Hindu, whether you're Christian, whether you have no belief. One thing the BME Dementia Service has done is works in partnership with other groups. In Touchstone we have the Sikh Elders Service, so there might be a connection there. But actually you might need some support. So it's been a conduit for other communities as well.
I'm very impressed by how it's developed. Some creative organisations, artists and dancers and Leeds Playhouse and other creative projects to offer all sorts of opportunities for people.
I think we are stepping in the right direction. I think there's still an awful lot of progress to make, and that engagement work needs to continue.
That's the leadership that Ripple has brought not only to Touchstone, but also in Leeds, but also the wider dementia agenda in terms of the BME communities, but in particular South Asian communities.
We filled the gap in services, and so families were struggling, clearly. I could see it, and the difference we were making to people's life. I think that's where the motivation comes from, really, is working with people. I would like to say thank you to all of our people living with dementia, carers or the family members. Thank you so much.